at a press conference in Abuja. Yakubu said the figure was nowhere near the 1 billion naira being branded by the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He said a recall exercise is like conducting a senatorial election, adding that Kogi West, which Melaya represents, has 552 polling units and 7 local governments. The INEC chairman said other staff were deployed in all the polling units. Kogi State Chief Judge Nasir Ajana has granted an interim order for Senator Dilo Melaya to be transferred to the National Hospital, Abuja. While hearing for the bail condition will be heard Monday next week. The Chief Judge gave the order at the High Court in Lokoja when counsel to Senator Melaya, Mike Azakame, filed processes for motion seeking the bail of the senator. The Chief Judge ordered the Commissioner of Police to be served through his counsel in court, while the senator is taken to the National Hospital, Abuja. Senate President Bukola Saraki has inaugurated an ADA committee for the establishment and development of the National Assembly Museum and Archives. The committee chaired by Chairman, Senate Committee on Culture and Tourism, Senator Fatima Raji Rasaki, is now charged with the task of establishing a National Assembly Museum for the purposes of immortalization of its proceedings, processes and procedures of lawmaking in Nigeria. Bukola Saraki in his address said the committee is to help in the realization of the quest for a befitting museum and archives for the National Assembly as a national monument fit for the digital age.
People have suggested erroneously that we want to establish a museum and archive to immortalize ourselves, but nothing could be further from the truth. This is about institution building. It is about institutional memory, it is about legacy, and most of it was about the greatness, building the greatness of the country. Parliamentary libraries can be found all over the world. It is our same tradition that we seek to establish such a venerable institution, a National Assembly.
The other committee, Senator Fatima Raji Rasaki, said the panel will work to develop a legacy that will stand the test of time.
The National Assembly Museum will engage the present to question our past without forgetting the multi-racial and multicultural, multi-voice social realities of our country. We are stepping out today to reinforce our efforts in making laws for these countries of ours, with the hope that history will speak well of us as a body and as individuals coming together to creating an enabling society that is governed by stipulated laws and regulations.
Other members of the committee include Ogbeide Ihema Omoroge, Senator Matthew Ihogede, Babajide Omoworare, Victor Umei, Obina Ogba, Joseph Ojonwile, Sam Onyibo, and Chile Mbawa. Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo says the federal government will continue to arrest suspected looters of the National Treasury and put them on trial. Oshibanjo, who disclosed these in Akure, said those clamoring for the exit of the present government were those who want to penetrate corruption in the country. According to the Vice President, the present government has many developmental projects to point to as part of its achievements, maintaining that the APC has outperformed the previous government of the People's Democratic Party, which spent 16 years in power. Meanwhile, Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo says the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari will continue to improve the economic well-being of Nigerians, particularly the micro, small and medium-scale business owners. He also said the administration will make sure there is no room for the looting of the taxpayers' money, maintaining that the current government was better than the previous government in the area of honesty with people's money. According to him, the Buhari's administration is committed to ensuring that small business owners have opportunities to access loans to boost their business without passing through rigorous conditions, unlike in the previous years. Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the permanent forfeiture of landed properties belonging to 2 naval officers to the federal government. The naval officers are Captain Olotun Barakiyo and Ebony Eneke. Justice Muslim Hassan made the permanent forfeiture order following an application for the same by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC. In its application, the EFCC listed the properties as a 3-bedroom terrace duplex located at Lekki Gardens, Phase 4, Lekki Aja, and a 5-bedroom duplex in Lekki, Lagos. The court also ordered the permanent forfeiture of 11 million naira found in the bank account of a company, Lakewood Garden Ventures Limited, and to be linked to Aneke and a sister. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has traced 61 assets to former Managing Director for Shenik Bank, Cecilia Ibru, in Dubai. The assets include 41 shops, 16 mansions, and 4 park towers, out of which all properties have been confiscated. But their sales is trailed by controversies. Out of the over $7 million purportedly realized from the disposal of the properties, the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, only received just $3.2 million from the proceeds. The controversy led to the EFCC interrogation of 4 AMCON officers and former head of the transaction, who is now with a bank, and more bankers have been invited for questioning. Away from that now, Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, has explained the outcome of the investigation of the Commission into the alleged underage voting in Kano. Yakubu said the Commissioner has given the Kano State Electoral its own INEC register to use in undertaking the elections.
No connection between what transpired in Kano and the voter register. In many places, they did not even use the voter register at all, and there were no accreditation of voters. But as to whether underage persons voted in Kano or not, it wasn't the principal concern of the Commission, because it's an election conducted by a completely independent electoral body. To the fact that we are going to use the experience of what happened in Kano to subject the voter register nationwide to scrutiny. And if I may say this, Section 12, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act is actually very clear about who is eligible to register in Nigeria and how the voter register is supposed to be cleaned up.
The INEC boss also denied reports alleging that the Commission has perfected plans to introduce 30,000 new polling units.
The logistics and the arrangement for doing so certainly cannot be accomplished between now and the general elections. So let me repeat this for the record. INEC is not creating 30,000 new polling units, and INEC is not creating any polling units before the 2019 general elections.
INEC boss Mahmood Yakub speaking there. Moving on, court in Sambama Judicial Division sitting in Yenogwa has reinstated the sacked chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Twil Olunige. Report says the decision of the court has generated fresh tension in the party, casting doubt over the APC Congress is scheduled to commence in the state on Saturday. You will recall that the National Executive Committee of the APC had expelled Omoruge, his deputy, Eddie Julius, and the State Secretary Marlin Daniel from the party, and appointed Joseph Fafi as acting chairman. The expulsion had come amid the lingering crisis between factions loyal to the party leader and former governor of the state, Timi Presiva, and that of Omoruge. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation and Police Headquarters have promised to harmonize and pay the April salary differentials to affected personnel on or before Monday, May 7th. In a press statement issued by the force public relations officers, Jimon Moshood, it said salary short payment for police personnel for the month of April 2018 is being resolved by the force with the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. Moshood further explained all other issues relating to payment of salary to police personnel are being addressed. National Emergency Management Agency NEMA has received 166 65 Nigerians who voluntarily returned from Libya. The returnees who arrived at the cargo wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, include 68 female adults, 6 female children, and 89 male adults and 1 male infant. They were handed over to the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Yakubu Sulaiman, by the head of the International Organization for Migration, IOM, mission in Nigeria, Herinan Zakalik. Report says there was an explosion at Maranti, Borno State, injuring 7 persons. The Northeast Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Bashir Gaga, who confirmed this, said there could be an high infiltration of suicide bombers in the city. Maranti is located around Mola, axis of the state capital, which has been a constant target for attacks in recent times. You will recall 9 persons were killed, including 2 police officers who were injured when suspected Boko Haram insurgents attacked Jidari Palo area of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. You're watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll bring you our business news. Please stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Herdsmen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are fighting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop got 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back, and now to some business news. The House of Representatives says some details of the 8.612 trillion naira appropriation bill had yet to be fine-tuned by the Joint Committee on Appropriations. Chairman, House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Abdulrazak Namdaz, who disclosed these in Abuja, told journalists that the budget is programmed for passage this week, but adds to be shifted to next week. He, however, gave an assurance that the laying of the budget before the House and its eventual passage will not exceed next week. African Development Bank, AFDB, says Africa needs about $170 billion annually to meet its infrastructural requirements. Secretary General of the bank, Vincent Nim-Hilan, who disclosed these at the media briefing, said the bank only approved $7 billion for all aspects of the I-5 priority projects, maintaining that there was the need to diversify the sources of African development through promoting the private sector. He furthermore said that improving the private sector operations was the only way for Africa to meet its development potentials. National Pension Commission says implementation of the multi-fund investment structure for all active contributors under the Contributory Pension Scheme will commence on July 1st this year. The Head Investment Supervision Department, PENCOM, Hioma Hehememe, who disclosed these to journalists, said the new initiative would help to improve returns on pension funds. Hehememe said the main objective of the retirement saving account multi-fund investment structure is to resolve the challenges of asset liability risk management experienced by pension funds. Still on business, Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) says it will review the power tariff computation in order to address various concerns surrounding the issue. According to NERC's newly inaugurated chairman, James Momo, all necessary calculations on electricity tariff will be done by the Commission to get the right amount to be paid by power consumers across the country. He also stressed that power tariff challenges are solvable, maintaining that the team would utilize lessons learned in the past to address the problems confronting the sector. You're still watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll take another short break, and when we return, we'll bring you foreign and sport news. Please stay.